Everyone laughed when the janitor walked into the fancy restaurant for his blind date. But when she stood up and spoke, you could hear a pin drop. What happened next had the entire room in tears, and no one ever made that kind of joke again. Harold Jacobs never thought anyone would notice him. At 52, he'd been a janitor at Dominion Tech for nearly 20 years. He swept the floors, restocked the bathroom supplies, and quietly disappeared into the background. He was the kind of man who held doors open even when people walked past without a thanks, the kind of man who quietly worked overtime to send a few extra dollars to his daughter in college. No one really saw Harold. And maybe that's why the prank worked so well. It started with Ryan and two of his friends from the marketing department. They were loud, young, and always looking for something to laugh at during their endless work hours. One slow Tuesday afternoon, they overheard a conversation about a prestigious CEO dinner happening at LeBlanc, the city's most expensive restaurant. The CEO was single, smart, and wealthy, recently named one of the top 10 power women of tomorrow. So, of course, they decided Harold would be the perfect blind date for her. Imagine the look on her face when she sees who she's been set up with, one of them laughed. He probably doesn't even know which fork to use, another joked. They had somehow convinced the restaurant to reserve a table for Harold under the pretense of a secret company reward for outstanding dedication. The next day, they found Harold in the break room, sitting alone as always. A smile as wide as the room spread across Ryan's face as he handed Harold an envelope. "You've been selected for a special dinner tonight at LeBlanc. The company wants to thank you, man," he announced. Harold blinked. "Me?" he stuttered. "Yeah, don't ask how, just accept it." "You've earned it," Ryan smiled, masking his smugness. Harold's chest felt warm. Something like hope flickered in his heart. He'd never been to a fancy place, never had the money. He went home early that day, showered, shaved, and put on his best shirt. The one his late wife had ironed years ago. He tucked a small photo of her into his wallet, just for strength. That evening, when Harold walked into the elegant dining hall, crisp suit or not, heads turned. Some chuckled. Some whispered. Harold didn't notice. He was too busy looking at the table where a stunning woman sat alone. She wore a navy dress, her long hair curled at the ends. Her eyes met his, and something in them softened. This was Evelyn Sinclair, the CEO of Emergent Horizon, a fierce corporate visionary known for her bold speeches and brilliant business strategies. She stood up as Harold approached. "You must be Harold," she said softly. He nodded, cheeks burning. The room watched. Those who set the trap smiled. But no one expected what would happen next. The dinner began politely, awkwardly at first. Harold could feel the eyes on him, and every time he lifted the polished silver utensil, he wondered if he was doing something wrong. But Evelyn, gracious and curious, made it easy. "What brought you here tonight?" she asked, genuinely interested. "Well," Harold said with a nervous chuckle, "a surprise invitation. I guess, someone thought I deserved a night out." As they talked, she asked about his life, and not in the empty, corporate way. She asked with a softness that made Harold open up. He talked about his daughter, Lily, studying environmental engineering on a scholarship. About how he worked nights and weekends to stay afloat on bills. He casually mentioned how, years ago, his wife, Emily, became sick and passed away. His voice cracked once, and then he apologized, embarrassed. Evelyn didn't move. Didn't rush him. Her eyes glistened. "You never remarried?" she asked. He shook his head. "Never got around to that," he said with a small smile. "Life got busy. But my daughter, she's the best part of me. Makes the hard days worth it." By dessert, Evelyn was smiling warmly at Harold's jokes. Laughing without a shred of judgment. And Harold, slowly, forgot the room. He forgot the prank. For a moment, he just felt like a man seen. But that changed when the waiter came over with a note, from Ryan. Evelyn opened it first. Her eyes scanned the words. Her jaw tightened. Harold watched her expression shift from confusion, to horror. He gently took the note and read. Hope you enjoyed your surprise date. Don't worry, he knows how to mop up spilled champagne if you get bored. Silence. The room stared, waiting for her reaction. Evelyn stood up. Harold shrank in his seat, heart pounding. Had it all been fake? A setup? His shoulders trembled as shame washed over him. Then Evelyn turned to the entire room. Her voice was calm, but it carried. This man, she said, pointing to Harold, has shown more strength tonight than most of you have in your entire careers. Murmurs filled the dining room. He works a job that many think is beneath them. But it's honest. It's honorable. I've heard more wisdom in an hour with him than in years of boardroom meetings. She turned to Harold, voice catching. You're not a joke, Harold. You're the kind of person we need more of. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. Ryan and his friends sunk in their seats. Word spread like wildfire. Within 24 hours, Evelyn had released a statement publicly honoring Harold, calling him her unexpected mentor in humility. She offered to sponsor Lily's college tuition. Offered Harold a job as a facilities supervisor, without removing his dignity. Harold's life didn't just change that night. The room changed. The company changed. And no one ever underestimated the janitor again. Sometimes the people we walk past every day are carrying more strength than we'll ever know. Every job has dignity, and every person has a story. Before you laugh, ask yourself if you could walk a mile in their shoes. And if not, maybe it's you that needs the lesson.